Uh, Part 2. Like I said, I've been weightlifting a lot, and it's been helping me. Uh, but I have to. I don't wanna, so early. I wanna live my life. I'm gonna have to start doing my therapies, and everything. But I don't know. There's sometimes like I said, I'm just tired of it. But that's okay. I have to. It's healthy, and it'll help me live long. Um, what was I gonna say? Yes. Exercising wise, it is super hard for me because my lungs, they work at a 50% capacity, while people without my sickness, their lungs work at 100. But there is one exercise I do that really helps me, and that I've loved to do since I was, I think, 8 or 7, somewhere there. Swimming. Now, swimming, I was told that to do swimming, you have to have great lungs, like lungs that work at 100%. And when I found that out, I was like, that's interesting, because mine work at 50%. And swimming is very easy for me. Yes, I do run out of breath fast, but I still do it. I love swimming. And I was speaking with my respiratory therapist, RT, as they call, the people who come, because there's different people, like for that vest treatment, they come, the RT, for short, for respiratory therapist, they come and they do all my nerves, they monitor that I'm doing it right, they help me put it on and all that, and they, chart on their little computer that I'm doing it to let the doctors know I'm doing my meds and all that. I'm gonna eat, actually, I'm hungry. I was telling him, I was like, there's one sport. I don't know how we got into this conversation. He's like, what sport you like? I told him swimming. He was like, wow, swimming? Swimming should be the hardest sport for you. And that's when I found out. I was like, well, what do you mean? He told me, for swimming, you have to have great lungs. And your right lung, because it's my right lung, does not work at 100%. It's a 50%. Same with the left. And I was like, really? Because I didn't believe him. I didn't believe him, because I was like, well, then why would it be so easy for me? And he asked me, have you been doing this since you were little? I was like, yeah. I've been taking swimming lessons, tutoring, and then now I do exercise of swimming. Like, there's a instructor right next to me, and they just follow me around swimming, and they teach me different swimming styles. And he's like, well, that's why, because you've been doing it since you were little, and your body and lungs are probably just used to it. I was like, that's great. And he's like, you should record a video, because I told him I want to be a YouTuber and a vlogger while in the hospital right here. He told me, you should make inspirational videos. I was like, well, I don't really have anything inspirational. He's like, yeah, you do. You just told me one. I was like, I did? He said, yeah. Somebody with cystic fibrosis is swimming. That's the greatest inspirational thing you can do. You can tell people, which I am going to tell you guys right now. Even though I have cystic fibrosis, the doctors and, the therapist, the respiratory therapist, and the physical therapist, they told me that you doing sports is going to be the hardest thing. But I'm doing swimming. And it's not only easy, it's fun. I love swimming. I've always loved swimming. Now, my mom, not really. She can't swim. She can't swim at all. She ain't gonna go past 3 feet. I always mess with her. Let's go to the deep end. She's like, nope. Um, but anyways, me, someone who's limited on exercising, is doing swimming, which should be the hardest thing for me. Now I'm telling you guys, if you think it's hard, do it. Because the hardest things are the greatest things you can achieve. You achieve that hardest goal, and you'll realize that it's not only hard, but it's eventually it's like, wow, I did that. I can't believe. You'll be surprised of the goals I've achieved as well with this sickness. I've done swimming, I've done boxing, and like I said, swimming was supposed to be the hardest thing I could have done. They advised I did volleyball instead. But I've never really found interest in volleyball, soccer, football, basketball. I've never really liked it. And also, I'm not really good at it, any of those. But I'm great at swimming, which is the hardest thing that's for people like me, cystic fibrosis kids. So that's why I'm advising you guys, my viewers, if anybody watches this, to try. Even if people tell you it's not possible, it's always possible. You just have to find how it's possible. Always. Swimming, they said it's the hardest thing for me to do. So I wanted to try it. I was like, can I try swimming? They're like, yeah. So they set me up for swimming lessons. And now, in my high school, I'm on the swimming team. I'm so happy that I achieved that goal. My goal to go swimming. Hardest thing I could have done. Now, being in the hospital, obviously can't swim. And yeah, you get lonely and you get tired of the meds and everything. But my mom always tells me, I mean, they're just trying to help you. And at the time she tells me that, I'm always like, no, they're not. But they are. These doctors, I'm so happy I have them. The nurses, everything. UCSF Hospital in San Francisco, probably a great hospital. You can rely on them to find what's wrong with you. If you're sick, stuff like that. And I'm really happy I have these guys. Now, where I stay, because there's different units on each floor of the hospital. And the unit I always stay, the nurses are great. Like, they're so friendly. And I've known them since I was born. Because I was born before this hospital was even built. Now, that was in Parnassus. I don't know if any of y'all are going to know that. But before this hospital was built, there was another hospital called Parnassus. Now, they were the same nurses, here. Obviously, there's some new nurses from way back. But there's still some nurses from Parnassus that's still here. They've seen me since I was little, and now I'm 15. And they always tell me, oh my God, Christian, when you were born, you were so little. I seen you grow up. And I was like, thanks. I didn't know how to respond because I was like, I'm so happy you've seen me grow and that you think I've grown up. It's just that I don't really know you. There's some nurses that say they see me since I was little, and I tell them, yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't remember you. There's times, some nurses I meet that say they've seen me since little. I don't have no memory of them, obviously, because I was a baby. But yeah, these nurses are the greatest. Doctors are very nice. And I'm surprised they put up with all the stuff my tantrums, basically. Let's put it in that way. Tantrums. Because there's sometimes I get mad at these doctors. But, like my mom says, they're trying to help you. They want the best for you. And that's what they tell me as well. But yeah, I've always loved these doctors and always will. Because, they've helped me all my life. And I'm 15 now. there's other goals I want to complete as well. And if you have the mindset to complete that goal no matter what, you'll achieve them. You will achieve those goals. So remember, no matter what people say, if you want to achieve a goal, all you need is that mindset to achieve it. As long as you have the will and the mindset to achieve that goal, you will. Later, guys.